Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today I am in Vista, California, and I am at SVO, Sunset Valley Orchids. I have an appointment to visit with Fred Clarke in about 10 minutes. So I wanted to start off with this video. I'm not in Southwest Florida. This is conditions here are a little bit different than what I'm used to. There's a date palm right over there though, lots of palms here. It's a beautiful day, a little chilly, and I'm so excited to be here. But I wanted to start out and just kind of explain to you where I was and what's going on. And if you're seeing this, that means that I was able to shoot some video with Fred and maybe at his facility. So let's see how it goes, and welcome to the Plant Propagator in Vista, California. Okay, and we're back. So I gotta look at my watch, I just spent 4.5 hours with Fred Clarke, and it was awesome. And he took me through these greenhouses, and we looked at everything. This is he's got a few greenhouses, and this is his, what he calls his stud house. So these are the flowers that he uses to make his crosses. And he's got some interesting, philosophy and approaches on orchid breeding, and I'm gonna try to bring some of those into my program, but I can't do it all because I just can't. So he deals a lot with generation of tetraploids and making crosses between the various tetraploids. And what that has allowed him to do is generate some really superior hybrids. And again, what you can see here, this might not be the best angle, and taking a look at these plants may not really tell you, but there's a lot of orchids, and they're just all over the place, and they're doing very well. I think what I'm going to do, I'll take a look at some of the seedlings as we go, but he's got, the complete operation is here. I actually spent about an hour talking to his flasker, and she was really incredible. So I spent a lot of time, over here with everyone and it was wonderful. It was great. But this is the total operation. But this is the room, and these are benches that are on rollers, and so he separates these things and goes into the plant and collects the pollinia. But what he strives for, he's working a lot on, I guess his emphasis now, that's flared, so it's flaring, it's miniatures, it's the nice quick flowering time on very small plants. But he's very successful in some of the things that he goes for example, if we look over here with these large number of buds coming out on these flowers, that's one thing that he likes, is large collections of flowers that come out on these different plants. So large numbers of flowers on these spikes, compact plants. Look at some of I don't know if you can see the amount of flowers that are coming out here and here, and even that plant up there. But those are some of the things, but he looks at everything. And you can't tell, and I can't get back in here because the benches are collapsed, but this is really an amazing collection of plants. But I can go back, we'll go in the next row and we'll take a look. Actually, let's go down this row first. I'm not going to get too close, but again, this gives you the idea. These are his prized plants here. I think we spent a little time on this plant right here, and I saw so many orchids today, oh my gosh. I think this is a tetraploid Maikai, and the flowers are huge, thicker. The plant itself is not huge, but this is his starting material for a lot of the crosses that he uses. There's a seed, we'll take a closer look at some of the seed capsules, but there's one seed capsule right there on the back side of that stake, but hopefully we'll take a look at more. But again, these large numbers of really perfect, nice flowers on these plants are what is impressive. So we're going to take a look down one of these other rows, and we'll see what we can see. And again, the rows, the way that the benches are, so this is a looks like an 8-foot bench, and next to it is an 8-foot bench right there, but they're on rollers. So if he needs to go in between these benches, he separates these. Actually, these are not, oh yeah, the bench tops are on rollers. So he separates the bench tops from these things. But as we're walking down this row, again, you can get a little bit of a flavor of that is just a very cool flower right there. We're not looking at it head on, and maybe it's not doing it justice, but that is a nice flower right there. But I think all of his flowers are like that. I mean, look at this. You know, that's one flower on a plant that's just loaded, and that's a bigger plant. But he strives for what he's been going for years are these more compact plants shown right here in early flowering. So as we took a look, oh man, it smells so nice in here. As we looked at some of these, the flowers on the plants and some of the seedlings that he's generated, so small seedlings, and then he has this, you know, he's got small seedlings that are 2 years old that are flowering, and that's where I want to be. That was really just amazing. But look at that, and what he deals with though is he looks at everything at once. That's an amazing flower right there. I think this is probably, I met a Walkeriana expert, and I'll ask him if this is, I think that's what that is, I'm not sure. But he gets these plants that are small, that flower very quickly, beautiful, and it's big flowers on small plants. And here again are some of the orchids in this row, and the next row over, that I can't quite get to because it's in between the benches, and I'm not confident enough that I can move any of these benches. But look at this. Look at this. So again, he's got these amazing orchids in this space. I mean, and you go through here, this is one of these places that you go through, all of his orchids are like perfect. He goes through, and we were looking at seedlings, and he picked one out, and he goes, oh, look how nice this one is. And I don't think I see the same things. I have to learn, and I am learning, and it's one of the reasons I'm coming here. These are all perfect flowers on these plants, and he knows what to look for. And he goes through and he gets the seedlings, and he picked one up, and he said, that's going to be an award winner. And I trust him to know what the award winners look like and how things are. But geez, and now the more that I'm in here, the more that I see these things, the more that I realize each plant, how special each plant is that is in here. And they're just really, I mean, everything that you look at, every time you know, take a little bit of a different look at these plants, you go, oh my gosh. And that's just what you get. And again, he's using these in his breeding programs, and he knows what he now knows a little bit. He knows a lot about what he's going to get from these crosses, and he's very methodological about what crosses he's going to make and what he's looking for. And I come here, and it's kind of like I'm sitting here and I'm talking with him, and he tells me over and over again, you got to know what you want. What are you trying to get? What's your theme? What's your approach? Where do you want to, what direction do you want to take your breeding program? What are you striving for? And I don't have things defined as well, certainly as well as he does. This is one I asked him specifically about Nodosa crosses, because this is a Nodosa cross. So he says he has some, there's some effort in that, but the main thing that he's striving for, at least right now, are these small, they're not really small, but these smaller cattleyas that have incredible color and balance, and that will flower early. And That one's not quite open yet. Shouldn't spend a whole lot of time on that. But this gives you an example of things. These are the orchids that he's striving for in his program. The intense coloration that he gets on these very small orchids is just phenomenal. And as you go down here and you look at things, he does a lot. I mean, the reds are nice, but he's got yellows. But the other thing that he looks for, there was one plant that we stumbled across that it was a 2-year-old seedling that had 2 pseudobulbs, each with 2 flower spikes coming out of it. And he says, that's going to be a good one, because it was a young plant that had multiple flower spikes on multiple pseudobulbs coming out of it. Anyway, amazing stuff. It's getting dark, but I need to leave. I need to leave him alone and move on my way. But this gives you kind of an overview of the stud house, all of the orchids that he uses for crossing. And we didn't focus on all of the capsules, the successful crosses that he did. As opposed to me, there are very few crosses that didn't take that are in this greenhouse. So he knows what crosses to make. He's very successful, and this has just been amazing. Okay, so what I want to do, I'll stop a little bit if I can at one of the other houses, maybe to show you some of the seedlings. But I spent a lot of time with Fred, and it was just amazing. I've really enjoyed my time here. All right, so let's move on, and hopefully I'll be able to show you maybe one more house, but let's see. And like I said, it's getting dark. Okay, and we're back. So this is going to be one of the last houses that we're going to look at because I gotta let these guys go. But these are some seedlings. So these are, I think, maybe 2-year-old seedlings that are in here. Everything's in these plug trays, and they repot them before they sell them. They'll take them out of these plug trays. Get a little closer so you can see. But nice root growth that, as you know from me, is the main thing that I look for. But really nice looking plants here. And let's take a look at this plug tray right here. But you can see all the roots and how nice the plants are. Now these will go into larger pots, and even though I think it's only been a couple years, there are flowers on some of these seedlings. So this is again an early good sign. Some of these may not be as nice as others. Some of the flowers may not be as nice as the other ones, but he screens. He's very good. He screens. He picks out the nicer plants with the nicer flowers, and he does this over and over again for multiple generations, and he ends up with really nice plants. So again, these will go in, and as you look down here, but these will go in 4-inch pots. So as we look, there's an early flower right there. And I just think, when I look at this, I think, oh man, early flower, go with this. But he has the ability to look for the early flower, look for the flower shape and color and all those types of things. But again, to give you an idea of the amount of seedlings that he has, it's like right there. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of houses, a lot of space that I didn't look at, that I'm not going to share with you. But we took a look at a lot of stuff, and his philosophy is a little bit more complicated, because he looks at so many things. I think he mentioned maybe about 10 characteristics, 10 things that he looks at the same time, which is what I used to do in the laboratory, but what I'm not quite yet doing in my orchid breeding, because I don't have the knowledge or the facilities to do this type of stuff. But again, to give you an idea of what he goes through and what he evaluates and what he has, it really is phenomenal. I'm not sure what these plants are for right here. Maybe these are ones that he pulled out, some special ones that he pulled out, and that he took a look at in this area. But these are roped off, and they're all flowering. But just really, everything here is just so special, and I'm just so appreciative of the time that Fred showed me, and even I don't even look at this. Oh my gosh, that's a cool looking flower. I have no idea. No idea. But they're all just so beautiful. They're smaller than what I like, but still, this is what most people want. And that's a bigger flower right there. Nice color, just amazing. Anyway, there's a lot of special plants here. Okay, and there. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did and you want to keep on seeing that, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, let's end with this one. Don't know what it is other than an amazing flower. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and happy propagating.